I have a long bucket list of places, but I had two places in my adult life that I really always wanted to go to. And one was Myanmar, and the other was Namche Bazaar, which is like this legendary place, and all the books I read about Everest and mountain climbing. And I went to Myanmar in 2012, so this was the dream, basically, to get to Namche. So I've been planning to go there all my adult life. My name's Melissa. I'm from the UK. I'm from England, and we did a tailor-made Everest View trek with Happyland Treks in October of 2024. So we got in touch with Bimal, and we arranged like a tailor-made tour that would take us up to Namche and then on a bit further, like an 8-day trek. And a private tour so that we could have flexibility. That was important to us, and in the end that was a really good thing because my knee stopped working, so we got up to Namche, which was a wonderful experience, and we had an incredible view from there, and we were really happy, and then we came back down again. So I think we were 6 days, 7 days, something, I don't know, time stopped. As I said, one of the reasons we booked a private tour is that we know we travel really well together. We've been friends for a long time. We know we travel really well together. We knew that we would be happy walking together, and that also we wanted flexibility to change things if we needed to, and we did need to. So it really paid off. And you see big groups up there sometimes, and you just think that could be quite stressful and quite full on. Whereas we had lovely moments where it was just the two of us and Shaki, our guide, and it was just us in wherever we were, and it was quiet, and you can really experience where you are much better than if you have 12 people around you. Kind of first came here when I was 17 for a month, and then I came here again in 2015 because I'd reached a crossroads in my career and I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I came to volunteer after the earthquake to see if I could be helpful in some way, and then was offered a job, and so I stayed here and worked here for nearly a year. And that is when I met Bimal from Happyland Treks, who was also giving up his time to volunteer to help reconstruct after the earthquake, building houses and clearing rubble and working really hard. And we became friends, so I always knew when I was going to come back that I would get in touch with him. Beautiful memories, most of it, all of it. I have a lot of memories from this trip that we did. One of them was listening to our guide, getting up really early, not having breakfast, being the first people up at the viewpoint at Namche Bazaar, where we had an hour and a half of crystal clear skies and panoramic mountain views all to ourselves. And it was just beautiful. It was amazing, and we loved it. I think just sitting and watching and being able to look at the countryside and just be in it, all of it was wonderful. The bridges, so the suspension bridges, are a bit scary, but when I was 17 they were all made of wood and there were bits missing, so these metal bridges are great. They're really safe, but they bounce a little, and the Edmund Hillary Bridge is very high. And I am scared of heights. So probably the toughest part of the trek was when I was crossing the Edmund Hillary Bridge, and 3 porters carrying basically houses on their head, who were not in a great mood because they were going up, and they are so strong, but they weren't stopping for anyone. So they came onto the bridge, and midway through we met, and my guide was telling me to lean on the side of the bridge, and I just couldn't. So I ended up on the floor of the bridge, ducking so the porters could carry stuff over my head. And that's caught on camera, so that was great. But that, I think, is something I'll remember forever as being one of the more frightening moments, but also funny, very funny, for everyone who was watching, apparently. I would totally recommend Happyland Treks and Bimal. I'm biased, he's my friend. I've known him for 8 years. I've already sent a colleague of mine from work to him when he came here for work, and Bimal arranged him to do hiking around Kathmandu for a day in the hills. So I have already recommended him, and then I brought one of the most important people in my life to a country that she's never been to and had no idea of, and completely trusted Bimal to make that experience great for her and for me, and he did. So our guide, Shaki, was fantastic. He was so adaptable and flexible, and he knew when we wanted to hear about the trees and the animals, and he knew when we didn't, because we were walking up steps that were really big and we just wanted to be left alone. But he was just really in sync, and a really lovely man, and really knowledgeable. So yeah, 100%, without reservation, would totally recommend.